Hare Krishna. Welcome all of you to Srimad Bhagavatam, to the chapter 3, verse number 40 to 44, where we'll be going to finish, or today will be ending for the chapter 3. Then next week we're going to start chapter 4. So, and the title will be Glorification of Srimad Bhagavatam. Sutta Goswami answer the 6th question of the sages.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, everybody.
Hare Krishna. Can you all hear me?
Yes, Prabhu, we can hear you.
And then okay, as usual, we're doing our offering obeisance to Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
So the offering Narayana Namaskritam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tatam Jaya Mutiraye Nasta Pradesho Pradesho Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttamam Slokir Bhakti Bhavati Nayastaki. And so far in chapter 3, we have covered description of the Lord Purushavatar, description of the Lord Leela Avatar, and verse number 28, we have covered Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam, or the Paribhasa Sutra, the lines to interpret Srimad Bhagavatam, and progressing matter upward to Brahman, Paramatma, and finally Bhagavan. This is what we have discussed last week. And now, Sutta Goswami glorified the sages' questions. Why? Because they give rise to is speaking Bhagavatam, which means spiritual potency. So this is the last that we do. And what is Bhagavatam consider potent? This is what we're going to discuss on today onward, or to, the verses for today, And this is the sloka where you started. Idam Bhagavata Namam Puranam Brahma Samitam Uttamam Sloka Charitam Chakra Bhagavan Rishi Ni Sreyashya Lokashya Dhyanam Saswata Ayanam Mahat. Can one of you read the translation, please?
Yeah.
Okay.
This Srimad Bhagavatam is a literary incarnation of God, and it is compiled by Srila Vyasadeva, the incarnation of God. It is meant for the ultimate good of all people, and it is all successful and blissful and all perfect. Hare Krishna.
Okay. So we have discussed so far 22 incarnation of the Lord. Then after that, we have also discussed that Sutta Goswami say that there are multi-incarnation that never been mentioned. And one of the incarnation again been mentioned here is Bhagavatam. So Bhagavatam is literally incarnation of God. So wherever Srimad Bhagavatam into your home, what does this mean?
God is with us.
Yes, Krishna is with you all. Very good. So now you start to studying Krishna now. So when you're studying the Srimad Bhagavatam, what does this mean? It means you start to worship him. You start to communicate with him. You start to speak with him. So you start to answering everything. But yes, we never yet go more deeper on the subject matter that can that where we to dig the management principle or the counseling principle from Srimad Bhagavatam, where I bringing in a way of spirituality. Sometime in my Friday class, whenever I do my reading of journal, many devotees have asked, like yesterday I was discussing with one of the devotee, and he called me up, and I I give him all my my slide and all this thing, and I tell to him, Prabhu, I've done this research. Then he said that, wow, many things that you can bring out from Srimad Bhagavad Gita. There are many things. I say, yes, definitely. and also guide some youths to do how to become successful. That youth was doing a business, and he came to me, Prabhu, can you prove that this Srimad Bhagavad Gita can be motivated to become a good businessman? I said, definitely can. So it's you again, how you want to take it. So like that, the many content on Srimad Bhagavatam that we can take it for our personal life, and where it can enhance our spiritual life. So this is how. So therefore, Srimad Bhagavatam is not different from Krishna. Therefore, when Krishna is there, so there are no question of dukkha. There no question of inauspicious. Whenever Krishna is there, all the auspicious is there. So therefore, we need to chant Nasta Pradesha Apradeshu Nityam with every day, then auspiciousness will come. So what we benefit by associate with Bhagavatam means, O Bhagavat, O of the Lord. There are two of the Lord Bhagavatas. One is book Bhagavata and one is person Bhagavata. So book Bhagavata is literally incarnation of Krishna, and person Bhagavata is incarnation of Krishna or Vyasadeva, a pure person who life dedicated to his life. So this where a person Bhagavatam is self-realized bona fide spiritual master. Through him only one can understand the lesson of Bhagavatam in order to get the desired result. So this is how we need to get, as a desire, as so we need a spiritual master who are bona fide, not simply. There are many gurus. Yeah, definitely there are many gurus outside. But are they a really spiritual guru? Definitely no, because they're teaching something that benefit for the body, not for the soul. So where the soul come from? So when they speak about the soul, the knowledge of soul is very less. And where are you coming from and where you go back? So this, when you ask this question, they can't answer you really, or they can't give a strong, not a strong reply to the person, because they are himself not sure. Because normally they will give about the soul is Jyoti, or the soul is only a light, and we merge back, and no, they will just give something that what they can see, what they perceive. So where they have something beyond. But when come to the parampara, well, in a bona fide sampradaya, and we understand Krishna as a supreme personality of Godhead. When we understand Krishna as a supreme personality of Godhead, then we know where we're coming from. So as a soul, the soul always accompanied by Paramatma. So Jivatma always accompanied by Paramatma wherever we go. So similarly like that, the Lord always there, but as a Jiva, or who's the owner of the Jiva? Krishna say, Aham Bija Sarva Prada. I am the seed-giving father. So therefore, Krishna is the supreme father. So therefore, to understand the supreme father as a son, as a child or children, we are the children of Krishna. So we need to understand about a father. In the beginning, yes, we don't know, but now the Bhagavatam, or this is not different from Krishna, where the Guru as a mother going to show us the father. This how the potency or the Guru's way, it's like they going bring us to Krishna in other way. So therefore, the spiritual father as well as a spiritual mother. This is how we can preserve. So like that, Prabhupada is living Bhagavat. We might be study the Bhagavatam up and down, maybe 30 times, 40 times, maybe more than that, and maybe less than that. Maybe less than that, because I've studied 24 times and I never get anything. So then I make a decision to go and do Bhakti Vaibhava, then end up I'm doing Bhakti Vedanta. So similar like that, there are some people are less studying. So like that, they might be understood what Srimad Bhagavatam. So again, when the Bhagavatam is there, is teaching us in a theoretical way, but Bhagavata will show us in a practical way. So they will show us how to do. So therefore, the person Bhagavata is like more higher, it's like more glorified. So this is the reason by through Prabhupada I have learned so many things. So that by studying Srimad Bhagavatam, we can see the living Bhagavat, person Bhagavat. So both are important. So I'm not say that person Bhagavat is sufficient or book Bhagavata is not sufficient. Both are need to be dynamic. Both are needed, because whatever we speak, we always need to refer to the Shastra Praman, not speculative. Or this what I think, this how I do. This is something we call bogus, even though it might be a Shastra, maybe it coming from the literature that you have studied or heard, but you need to quote who speak at a time, in what content. So this is where it's very important. And the benefit, no, this is what the benefit. The next, from Srila Prabhupada, where we see Srimad Bhagavatam should be worshipped as respectful as we worship the Lord. And blessing and benefit to the personal contact of the Lord, blessing and benefit through the careful, patient study of Srimad Bhagavatam. So therefore, we need to very careful. Krishna is ready to give us the blessing. It again depend on us how we want to take it, because Krishna say we need to do constantly, and not you done today and tomorrow you don't need to. No, you need to do constantly and patiently and carefully. Then Krishna will reveal. It's scary with all the transcendental blessing of Lord Sri Krishna that we can accept from his personal contact. So this is the reason where every day, if you chant the Srimad Bhagavatam in your life, whatever is it, you can see the tremendous change in your life. I remember one of the devotee have called me up about two months ago, and he said that you have many problems in your life after taking a spiritual life. Then I say, yes, you did taking a spiritual life, you chant, I'm not denying it. Did you reading Srimad Bhagavatam daily? He said, no. Did you doing a Tulasi Puja daily? No. Then I advise, you need to do this too. Then you see the changes. Then after 1 month, the same person have called me up and say there are some changes happen. So we need to know, because yes, the chanting is more powerful, but when chant or the kirtanam is also glorifying the Lord. So everything need to be equal. Chanting, reading, Tulasi Puja, worships, or whatever need to be equal. So not that, oh, I'm just want to eat prasad, I want just no. You need to do a service. Otherwise, how you want to get your body fit? So how you want to get purified in order to understand Krishna? Because we have so much of anartha within us. So this is the reason where we need to be very, dynamic balance on it. Then next, in the verse number 41, we can see Srila Vyasadeva deliver this cream, of all scripture, Sarva Vedi Ashana, Vedi it Ashanam. This how we can see Saram Samudram, Isan to Isan, and Sukadi Goswami, who is the most respect among the self Atma Varam. So he's going to delay this. How we're going to see where Vyasadeva have cream it all the scripture given to Sutta Goswami. One of you maybe can read the sloka and the translation, please.
Tat idam grahayam asa sutam atmavatam varam sarva vedeti hasanam saram samudritam. Sri Vyasadeva delivered it to his son, who is the most respected among the self-realized, after extracting the cream of all Vedic literatures and histories of the universe.
Thank you so much, Mataji. So now we're going to the next sloka, where it directly say that it's a cream. Where I have discussed this, where I have said that Nigama Kalpataru Kalitam Palam Sukhamukha Amurdam 1.13. We have discussed this. So therefore, I'm not more discuss this more detail, because we have discussed and cover in chapter Canto 1, chapter 1, verse number 3, in the beginning of introduction of Srimad Bhagavatam. And I'm going to the 42 verses. Where any one of you can read this, please.
Satu samsravayam asa maharajam parikshitam prayopavishtam gangayam paritam paramarshibi. Sukadeva Goswami, the son of Vyasadeva, in his turn delivered the Bhagavatam to the great emperor Pariksit, who sat surrounded by sages on the banks of Ganges, awaiting death without taking food or drink.
So now Vyasa Sutta Goswami now telling that Sukadeva Goswami that he spoke the Srimad Bhagavatam, where all the sages on the bank, including Parishit, they're waiting for the death of Parishit without taking food and drink. So this is how it started, and he was telling that they are present Bhagavat where Sukadeva Goswami and Vyasadeva in this verse, if you see, and so this is one of the this is our purport where in 41 where and again to compile this to understand this both of the sloka. Maybe one of you can read this.
Hare Krishna. Cream of Vedic literature. It is compared to the cream of the milk. Vedic literature is like the milk ocean of knowledge. Cream or butter is the most palatable essence of milk, and so also is Srimad Bhagavatam, for it contains all the palatable, instructive, and authentic versions of different activities of the Lord and his devotees. In the Bhagavad Gita, the Lord says that the purpose of all the Vedas is to know him, Lord Krishna, and Srimad Bhagavatam is Lord Sri Krishna himself in the form of recorded knowledge. Therefore, it is the cream of all Vedas, and it contains all the historical facts of all times in relation with Sri Krishna. It is factually the essence of all histories. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much. So now we're going, so we get clearly that we need to get the essence. So this is the conclusion now to the question number 5, where it's already like make conclusions, where it stopped the summary and everything. Now we're going to the question number 6. What the question number 6?
What happens to society after Krishna leave, right?
Religious principles have taken shelter.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, where the religious? So now the answer is here. This is going to conclude or to finish the 6 questions of the sages, where one of you maybe can read this. This is my one of the favorite sloka. Whenever I see I tell this, I will laughing, because.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, please, Mataji.
Okay. Krishne swadamum bhagate dharma jnanabhihi saha kalaunastadrisham mesa puranarko dunodita. Translation: This Bhagavad Puranam is as brilliant as the sun, and it has arisen just after the departure of Lord Krishna to his own abode, accompanied by religion, knowledge, and etc. Persons who have lost their vision due to this dense darkness of ignorance in the age of Kali shall get light from this Purana. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you so much. Now we have understand where dharma and where it takes shelter. The religion, the shelter of religion, where it takes the shelter.
Purana.
Which Purana?
Bhagavad Purana.
Yes, Bhagavad Purana. So you have seen. So this is the Bhagavad Purana that we have discussed, and answer to Saunaka 6 and the final questions in Sri Krishna, the absolute truth. The master of all mystic power has departed his own order. Please tell us whom the religious principles have now gone for shelter. Where it gone to the shelter? At Srimad Bhagavatam. This is the answers given here. And from this Srila Prabhupada purport. So when there are 3 points that have been elaborated. So can one of you read the slide, please?
In the other words, if men in this age of Kali want to see the real light of life, they must take to these 2 books only, and their aim of life will be fulfilled. Bhagavad Gita is the preliminary study of the Bhagavatam, and Srimad Bhagavatam is the summum bonum of life, Lord Sri Krishna personified. We must therefore accept Srimad Bhagavatam as the direct representation of Lord Krishna.
One who can see Srimad Bhagavatam can see also Lord Sri Krishna in person. They are identical. Krishna spoke the Bhagavad Gita and inspired Srila Vyasadeva through Narada Muni to compile Bhagavatam. Srila Prabhupada has based the ISKCON movement on these two books. If we follow the process of Srila Prabhupada has given, we are taking shelter of these two books.
So, okay. So sometimes we say that I love Srila Prabhupada, but when they say that I love Srila Prabhupada, and when we go and ask them, did you have read Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam or Chaitanya Charitamrita is written by Prabhupada, what they will be answer? You all think what the answer will be? Should I repeat the questions again? Okay. Okay, the question is, when sometimes we might be meet some devotees say that I love Prabhupada like anything. I love Prabhupada. You say, no, I love Prabhupada. And when you ask them back, if you love Prabhupada, if you read Prabhupada, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, any the books written by Prabhupada, what will be the answer?
No.
No, okay. How about others?
Maybe no, Prabhu.
Maybe no, okay. Yes, Sham Sharan Prabhu.
Yeah, no, Prabhu, I think.
No, okay. Vindhya and Sarayu Mataji.
I don't want to speak for everyone.
I'm asking your opinion.
I think we will say some of the books.
Okay. Okay. How about you, Sarayu Mataji?
I don't want to speak for others. I don't know if it's up to them.
Okay.
I don't know, some of them would have read it, some of them not entirely. Yeah.
Yeah, you are right. You are right, Mataji. You are right. Some of them will say yes, some of them will say no.
Most of them that I meet, they say no. Most, only some few. And when they say that I have read, and I ask what you have read, every day I got quotation from WhatsApp, you know, that Prabhupada, that I've read. So this what I counted. So Prabhupada have sacrificed his sleep. He just sleep for two hours a day. But what we have done? Why Prabhupada do this? Because he want to give us Krishna. This how we have seen this, you know, this practically we can see that, no, in other words, if a man in this age of Kali want to see the real light of life, they must take these two books only. The aim of life will be fulfilled. So simple, very, very simple. But are we taking these two books as our life and soul? I say, oh Krishna, I love you. I like you so much, Krishna. And Krishna is incarnate as a Srimad Bhagavatam. Have you read Srimad Bhagavatam? Oh no, I never read, bro. It's very vast, you know. When I study, don't understand. Can we understand Krishna? Definitely no. So Srimad Bhagavatam is Krishna. How you can understand until he reveal himself to you? So first we need to get purified. So therefore we need to be constantly trying, not simply that one day I've done and tomorrow because it's tough. No. Did Yasodama give up trying Krishna?
No.
Never. No. Then we have read Srimad Bhagavad Gita 10.10. What did that translation say? Can anyone of you? Yeah, 10.10.
If you make an effort, Krishna will come to you.
Is okay.
If you take a step, then he will also take a step to come.
This is a 4:11. I'm asking 10:10. As you said,
What's the verse, Prabhu?
10:10.
What 10:10?
You are referring to 4:11, Mataji. 4:11 is as you surrender, I reward you accordingly. That means you put one step, then Krishna will put 100 steps down.
Is this? No, we cannot fight with him.
You read the translation, please.
To those who are constantly devoted to serving me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me. Oh, okay.
The verse that you're telling now is 4.11. Please refer 4.11, Mataji now. For
4.11.
your satisfactions.
4.11, you're putting 10.
Sorry.
No, 10 I need, but I want you all to read because you are saying earlier, this is what you are very...
As all surrender unto me, I reward them accordingly. Everyone follows my path in all respects, O son of Partha.
This is what you are telling earlier, Sarayu Mataji. So you put one step, then Krishna will put a step to come to him.
Okay.
Okay, so now we refer to the 10.10 again. Right? So 10.10, what Krishna say that constantly, right?
Yes.
By constantly only that we can
Come, which they can come to him, which we can go to him.
So that means constantly, what does mean? So that means if we facing some hurdle, that don't give up, just continue, just try. Because we understand this material world full of the hurdle. Can you show one place from Brahmaloka up to the Patala, down of the Patala to the hell, which they are enjoying their life? No, we can see hurdle. So in order to change Aikunda to Vaikunda is depend on us how we want to take it. So therefore, if we take the Srimad Bhagavatam as Krishna directly, and all of you want Krishna, right? Therefore, you are gathered together here. And Krishna say that, and Krishna say that is incarnation of Srimad Bhagavatam. He incarnate as Srimad Bhagavatam, and Srimad Bhagavatam is not different from him. And Dharma and Jnana is taken shelter on him. So by just studying the Srimad Bhagavatam, we will get Jnana and Dharma. We understood that easily, then we can perceive Lord. We can take the Lord within our heart. It's a very simple process actually. It's not very difficult, but to take is very hard. It's a simple process, but they don't want because the agent of Kali who sit within us as a desire and interest are stopping us. So this how, then this is again we going to the not the verse where tatra krityato vipra bhuri tejasa aham chat yamam tatra nivatasya tat anugrahat so aham va sharyashami yata mati. So now he say that this is the last verse for today. Where he said, O learned Brahmana, when Sukadeva Goswami recite Bhagavatam there in the presence of the Emperor Parikshit, I heard with rapt attention, and those by his mercy I learned Bhagavatam from that great and powerful sage. Now I shall try to keep you here that very same thing as I learned it from him and I have realized it. So what the process here, the process is given how to study Srimad Bhagavatam.
With attention, rapt attention.
Yeah, we need to keep rapt attention. And by rapt attention, then we get the mercy, then we get the Bhagavatam. From that, this is how it started. So we have, now we have seen, Sukadeva Goswami, when Sutta Goswami been welcomed and questioned by the sages, did Sutta Goswami interrupt them? The Saunaka, did they stop Sutta Goswami stop the Saunaka when they are addressing the questions? We have go through now.
I don't think so.
They never stop. Yes. Now, when Sukadeva Goswami, Sutta Goswami explained all these things, did the sage of Rameshwara stop them?
No.
No. Okay. This is how. So sometimes when the flow is going, let it be listened. And because sometimes when we want to, we want everything like a Maggie me, 2 minutes, everything to be instant. So we want Krishna direct in front of us, and we want to go back. So everything we want to get fast. So therefore, we need to be, very careful. And the unit finished, then we will get the conclusion. Normally, this is how it starts. So now we have seen, that first question is what is ultimate good for the people? Did we cover that? The first question of the sages.
First question, Guru.
What is the first question of the session? Did we cover that? Did Sutta Goswami answer that?
Yes, we did.
What is the ultimate good of people in general? Yes, he did answer that, right?
Yes. Then essence of scripture, number 2.
Yes, he did.
Yes.
We did cover everything.
Okay, 1, 2, 6, 9. So I'm just giving an overview now. 1, 2, 6 to 29. This is answer. Then question number 3. Why did Krishna appear?
Wait, number 3 or number 4, either one of it, we only covered briefly, and more of it will be coming in the stories after this.
Okay.
Yes.
Actually, question number 3, Mataji, where I say that Krishna appear because to attract the pure soul, where we cover 34, but it's just brief. Where more detail we discuss on the Canto 10. Why
Yes.
Krishna appear?
Ah,
Just a brief on the question number 3. You answer question number 3, just a brief or just introduction of it. Then everything will be in a Canto 10. There will be answers. The answers will be there because this Bhagavatam is about him. So therefore, we're going to see about him in a Canto 10, the summa bonum of the Canto. Then did we cover the Purusha Avatar of the Lord? The question number 4.
yes. From 1.3.1 to 11.
Yes, yeah, there's it's a 1.117 the questions, and the answer is 1, 2, 30 to 33. Then the Leela Avatar also the 1, 6 to 27.
Oh yeah.
And now we have discussed where did the shelter of religion go now. So we have covered Srimad Bhagavatam, now we're covering this. Okay. Now, more, so we have covered, so I'm going more. A person who has life dedicated to his service is very rare. So it's referring to the sannyasi of our society or the grahastha gurus, or the many grahastha also full time. And serving him, Nitya Bhagavata Sevaya, example Narada Muni. Hearing, serving him, we need to serve, no? So why I'm giving an example of Narada Muni? Did you all remember why? What Narada Muni as a 5 years old boy have done? Is serving the Bhagavatas. It's just a glimpse, you know. So the next, hearing from him, live lecture, hearing record, doing service under their guidance, encouraging how to apply principle, doing service with them, seeing them acting on the basis of the Bhagavatam. So not what, sometimes there are many Siksha Guru outside, they say, I'm a Siksha Guru, I'm a Siksha Guru. They really want to guide, but what happened, they will do everything to benefit them. So we need to be very careful. When we do inquiry, are they doing in a Bhagavatam basis or the teaching of Gita? So this is what we need to see. Either they benefit themselves or they benefit for the spiritual life. Knowledge will come through the reading, but realization will come through the association with the person of Bhagavatam. So therefore, these two need to be dynamic. So realization come only through the associations. Person Bhagavad is very rare. We can take the example of Srila Prabhupada. The devotee Bhagavad is good as the book Bhagavata because the devotee Bhagavad it in his life in terms of the book Bhagavata. Bhagavata book person are identical. So both are same. Some how or other factor of us. So anybody want to read are welcomed. Yeah, please.
Simple hearing is not all. One must realize the text with proper attention. The words Nivista means that Sutta Goswami drank the juice of Bhagavatam through his ears. That is the real process of receiving Bhagavatam. One should hear with rapt attention from the real person, and then he can at once realize the presence of Lord Krishna in every page. The secret of knowing Bhagavatam is mentioned here. No one can give rapt attention who is not pure in mind. No one can be pure in mind who is rapt pure in action. No one can be pure in action who is not pure in eating, sleeping, fearing, and mating. But somehow or other, if someone hears with the rapt attention from the right person, at the very beginning, one can assuredly see Lord Sri Krishna in person in the pages of Bhagavatam. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, bro. So, why we should study Bhagavatam?
To understand the absolute truth, Krishna.
Yes, because it's cream of Vedic, coming from Krishna, none different from Krishna, benefit of associate with Krishna. Just reading, you have associated with Krishna. Religious principles are taken shelter, as brilliant as the sun, light of a people in age of Kali. So this is light. And Nasta Pradeshu Abradeshu means almost clear, or all the inauspiciousness will be go. Abradeshu, then the Abradeshu will come, that means the auspicious will come, and full of pastime of the Lord. How to pray, example of devotee and their surrender, and we get associated with Srila Prabhupada, satisfied pre-request of participate in Chaitanya Leela. So this how, and this is how the mood of reading, careful and patient study and worship mood, going into the deep space. Krishna is going to reveal something to me today, my dear Krishna. So you can pray on it and seek blessing from person of Bhagavat. You can pray a Prabhupada or your spiritual master. Only purpose of reading, pleasing of Lord and for personal purification. This is how Mahavishnu Maharaj says. So I'm delivering this this systematic study for my own purifications, not to show my greatness here. So some technique for reading, written, perhaps practical application, appreciation of the character. So this is how, and understanding realization of other devotee, hearing lecture related to set of verse, unveiling of lotus feet, past group email. So there are many group emails there, or WhatsApp group is there, and you all can, not only from me, there are many literatures there. You can download from you. You can go on YouTube. You can find out. So you can get many way of seeing of the slokas. Imagine yourself in the pastime as an observer. So you sit there and you observe. These are some reading. So you read, you just observe what they speak. So you will be merged into the discussion of Sutta Goswami, Saunaka. Then you can imagine that how Sukha Goswami was narrating to Parishit Maharaj. Then when the pastimes go, and you can deep where you can connect it, is how you need to be meditate when you're reading. So you should, when you read, sometimes you read to learn. No, we shouldn't read and learn. We need to be content that the pastime is happen in front of us. We just observe, because we are unqualified. This how I do. No, I feel that I'm unqualified to understand the subject matter. I just observe what they speak, and by my teachers who are teaching me, so I get basically got some of the idea what's going about. So, and this is reference from Srila Prabhupada books, and also his Burijan Prabhu books, Unveiling His Lotus Feet. This is how I refer. And if you all want, you also can go to the a book called Bhagavad Sabodhini by Gauranga Darshan book, also a manual to study. So this how. So this is simple. Then next week we're going to cover chapter 4. So we have done chapter 3 today, where chapter 4 is already done. Already done the 6 set of questions already done. So now next week we're going to go another set of questions by the Saunaka Rishis. They're going to ask how the Bhagavatam appear, how it came, history of the Bhagavatam, and how the birth of Parishit Maharaj, and also how Sukadeva Goswami perceived Asinapur and the appearance of Narada. This is how we're going to see, and some description of these 4 where we're going, and end of the Srimad Bhagavatam. It will be more faster, where we will be discuss not technically about the philosophy, where we're going to discuss about the the flow or the chronology order of Srimad Bhagavatam, as this Srimad Bhagavatam is not in chronologically order. Sometimes the stories jumped, and they sometimes the stories like is they narrating a pastime, suddenly they bring Krishna Katha inside. When they bring Krishna Katha inside, then again they bring back to the topic. So sometimes they lost track in Krishna Katha, they will like merge in Krishna Katha and they bring back. So therefore, every set of Srimad Bhagavatam, from first canto up to the 12th canto, somehow the pastime of Krishna will be there. How Krishna has entered to the, no, they want to know about Parishit, but why they need to say about how Krishna entered the Dwarka, how he go to Hastinapur, all this we're going to discuss. So it is something that they want to enjoy the pastime of the Lord. So they keep hearing and they keep allowed to Goswamis to speak about Krishna, and again they will bring back to the track. So like that, like this, it's like story within the story, story within the story, that we can become observe, and we become one of them, that we can observe what's happening. So this how. So from this chapter onward, we're going to be seeing the nectar. So I'm going to give some overview, already giving the overview of the chapter 3, and I'm going to give the overview of the chapter. Okay, chapter 4. The chapter 4 is basically, the title is Appearance of Sri Narada. And on this chapter, we got about 33 texts. So 1 to 13, Saunaka Rishi further question to Sutta Goswami. They got 4 set of questions, and you're going to ask about the Bhagavatam, the Parishit, and how Sutta Goswami came, and also about Narada, something is there. And 14 to 25, where Vyasa divide the Vedas. So we're going to see how Vyasa divide the Vedas. Vyasa saw the anomalies and degrade quality of the people of Kali Yuga, then to simplify, expand the Vedas among Kali Yuga people, he divided into the 4 and entrust his disciples. So we're going to see basically to whom this Purana is given, the Vedas is given. So we're going to discuss that. And he compiled Mahabharata for the Stri, Sudra, and Dvija Bandhu. So he have compiled that, but he never feel any satisfaction where Narada go and start to instruct. And Vyasa gave dissatisfaction and compilations is how the next set. And in spite of his welfare work, he dissatisfied. He have done this. He done this. He done this Vedas. He compiled for the people in the age of Kali, and Narada visit Vyasa. Then Narada instruct. Then in chapter 5, very strict, very interesting, where we going to see that Narada going to school, going to school Vyasadev, saying that you have done, he says that not just Vasra Chitram Padamari, Jagat Pavitram Pranagit, Vyasa Tirtham Ushanti Manasha, Nayat Amsa Nirvanti Useshanaha, Vyasa Tirtham. What you have done is just a pilgrimage for the crow. So in chapter 5 is very heavy, where Narada giving very heavy to Vyasadev, where he says that this is a pilgrimage for the crow, what you have done. So all this we're going to discuss on the chapter 5. If I can finish this chapter 4, I target to finish next week chapter 4 one time. Oh, look like very heavy, so they already open. Okay, anyway, I try to make it divide. If I can give, I give. If no, I'll give verse by verse, like what we're doing now. If I can't cover, then we can go slow and steady, not rushing. Okay. Thank you so much. Any questions?
Prabhu, not a question.